Welcome back to the Smart Garden channel, where today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of vermicomposting. If you've been looking for a sustainable way to transform your kitchen scraps into garden gold, you've come to the right place. Vermicomposting harnesses the incredible digestive power of worms to create what many gardeners call black gold, a nutrient-rich fertilizer that can revolutionize your garden's health and productivity. What makes vermicompost so special? Unlike traditional compost, vermicompost is created through the digestive processes of specific worm species, primarily red wigglers or Eisenia fetida. As these worms consume organic matter, they transform it into castings that contain significantly higher concentrations of nutrients than regular compost. Research shows that vermicompost contains up to 5 times more nitrogen, 7 times more phosphorus, and 11 times more potassium than traditional garden soil. But perhaps more importantly, vermicompost teams with beneficial microorganisms that enhance soil health, improve plant immunity, and even help suppress certain plant diseases. When applied to your garden, this living fertilizer creates a thriving soil ecosystem that continues working long after application. Setting up your vermicomposting system begins with selecting the right container. You can purchase commercial worm bins, but many gardeners start with a simple plastic storage container measuring about 24 inches long, 16 inches wide, and 12 inches deep. Drill ventilation holes in the lid and upper sides, and drainage holes in the bottom. Place a tray underneath to catch excess moisture, which creates a nutrient-rich worm tea that can be diluted and used as a liquid fertilizer. For bedding, shredded newspaper or corrugated cardboard works perfectly. These materials provide both carbon and habitat structure for your worms. Soak the bedding in water, then wring it out until it's damp but not dripping. Fill your bin about 3/4 full with this moistened bedding, add a handful of garden soil to introduce beneficial microbes, and you're ready for the most important ingredient, the worms. Red wigglers are the champions of vermicomposting due to their voracious appetite and reproduction rate. 1 pound of red wigglers, approximately 1,000 worms, can process up to half a pound of food waste daily. Start your colony with worms purchased from reputable suppliers, rather than wild harvested earthworms, which won't thrive in the confines of a worm bin. The secret to successful vermicomposting lies in proper feeding practices. Begin by burying small amounts of food waste in different areas of your bin, rotating locations with each feeding. Worms thrive on a diverse diet of fruit and vegetable scraps, coffee grounds, tea bags, crushed eggshells, and small amounts of moistened cardboard or paper. Avoid meat, dairy, oils, citrus peels, onions, and garlic, which can create odors and potentially harm your worm population. Monitoring moisture levels is crucial for worm health. The bedding should feel like a wrung-out sponge damp but not soggy. If your bin becomes too wet, add dry bedding materials. If it's too dry, lightly mist with water. Maintain a temperature range between 55 and 77 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 to 25 degrees Celsius, for optimal worm activity. During extreme weather, consider moving your bin to a temperature-controlled environment like a basement or garage. After about 3 to 4 months, your worms will have transformed most of your bedding and food scraps into dark, crumbly vermicompost that smells pleasantly earthy. There are several harvesting methods, but the light separation technique is among the simplest. Move all the contents to one side of the bin and add fresh bedding and food to the empty side. Over the next couple of weeks, the worms will migrate toward the fresh food, allowing you to harvest the finished compost with minimal worm disturbance. Vermicompost is extraordinarily potent, so a little goes a long way. For seed starting, mix 10% vermicompost with your potting soil to enhance germination rates and seedling vigor. When transplanting, add a tablespoon of vermicompost to each planting hole to reduce transplant shock and accelerate establishment. For established plants, apply a thin layer about 1/4 inch around the base, keeping it slightly away from stems and trunks. Kitchen houseplants benefit from a teaspoon of vermicompost sprinkled on the soil surface monthly. For those growing in containers, incorporate vermicompost at about 20% of your potting mix volume to dramatically improve water retention and nutrient availability. Perhaps most impressively, regular applications of vermicompost have been shown to increase plants' resistance to pests and diseases through a phenomenon called induced systemic resistance, where beneficial microbes trigger the plant's natural defense mechanisms. Now that you understand the transformative power of vermicomposting, it's time to start your own worm composting journey. If you found this guide helpful, please hit that subscribe button and share this video with fellow gardeners. Drop a comment below sharing your vermicomposting experiences or questions. I respond personally to help you succeed. Next week, we'll explore how to use your vermicompost to brew compost tea, further amplifying its benefits. Until then, Happy gardening and happy composting from all of us at the Smart Garden channel.